Now, earlier on the last chapter, we actually see three Suyas, but it was actually something else, which Isuku and Manila realized that it was actually the mucus that she was actually talking about. The same mucus that she actually set out on her arm, in which she actually put it on Kaminari and Shinso, which they use it to confuse the Class 1B team. But then Shirosaki actually used her vines to locate them under her code name Vine, in which she actually asked the beast of the apocalypse, which is actually Shishida, in which his real name was actually G- sorry Jivadon, which he wanted to be called that instead of that name, but they keep calling him Apocalypse, in which they actually located the others while they're actually using Shirosaki's vines, in which she actually located Kirishima, which he's about to use the electrification quirk, but Shirosaki used the crucifix shield of fate move on Kaminari, and that is when he actually been covered in vines when another member of Class 1B team, sorry about that, Class 1AB team came along, which he actually let out scales, in which his name is actually Haruin, and his quirk is scales, which he actually forms hard scales from his body and send them out like darts, like dragon scales, but they can also become armor, which that's actually impressive. But then they actually realize that Shishida's location is somewhere else, and that's when it was actually Shindo's voice changer to confuse them, in which they actually realized that he actually using his voice if Kaminari was actually captured. And that is when we actually realized that that strategy of capturing the others is actually going to work out. And that's when they actually saw, and that is when Hyrule saw Suya, in which she's almost launching his scales at her, but he can't. And that is when Suya launched a drop kick on him, and that is how Shishida actually gonna find Shinso, like a rampaging beast, actually tore through the entire arena. But then Shinso, using the cloth binds that Aizawa actually gave him, tie up a pipe and then actually launch that pipe on top of his head, and then they actually capture all members of Class 1B team, in which they actually put them in a cage with the others, and that's when they actually won that battle, and that is it. And I actually impressed with that strategy. That was a good one. They actually won that battle with it. Never knew that Suya actually launched that mucus to create hallucinations of herself, and then Shinso using the cloth bind to his advantage. And I actually would suspect that he's going to use something else in mind for another team on the next chapter next week. So yeah, anyway, like this video, subscribe for more, and comment what you think about the manga chapter. You guys can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and like my Facebook page. Until then, this is Manga here saying sign out. Laters!